death is my mother, but some harbor bad intentions. Like thieves with a smile and a laugh, they just dig another hole. The face of the land will be shaved of its beauty for reasons that lack a cause. A fault in the surface of green and a future turned to ash.
The green asphalt.
All right. That was the opening track to a brand new, very, very excellent album called Green Asphalt. And we have the album's creator, Dan Bornemark, with us here all the way from Sweden. Dan, thank you so much for making this music and making the time to join us today.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Excellent. So I see you have a few people with you. You want to introduce them to our audience?
I could do that. This is my daughter, Signe. And on the other hand, my daughter, Hjördis. Try to pronounce that.
Hjördis.
Nordic, Nordic name. It means goddess of the sword. And she means victory.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I hear there's a guy
Damn.
sitting on the couch behind you too.
Yes, I have a guy in the couch. And he's, where are you? There you are, Björn.
Hello.
Björn Victor, also called Böna, which means the bean.
Excellent. And all of these people appear on the Green Asphalt, correct?
Correct, yeah. Actually, Björn doesn't play so much on the record, 8 or 9 seconds.
Oh.
Electric bass. Yeah, actually, that's a record, I think. But in the live band, we are very much joined together.
Excellent. And who was the wonderful high voice that we heard on the Green Asphalt?
Well, her name is Helena Josefsson. She's an excellent, musical being, really. She's almost like from the woods in a way. She sings in a fantastic way. And she met Per Gessle a couple of years ago, the guy from Roxette, which might not be regarded so much as prog as something else. But the guys in Roxette really are very much into progressive rock. So Clarence Överman, the musical director in that band, he loves Gentle Giant. And Marie Fredriksson, she passed away, unfortunately, but she was very much into Gentle Giant as well, which is great fun because Per Gessle, the guy in the front of Roxette, he's so fed up with the music of Gentle Giant because they always played in the studio. If they got a 1 minute of nothing, they immediately played Think of Me with Kindness or anything like that. So that's fun to know, actually. And Helena has been with Roxette in world tours and stuff, but she has got her own projects, a group called Sandy Mush, and also her own records, which you definitely should check out. She's fantastic.
Excellent. So you might have seen, not you, Dan, but the viewers might have seen on the listening screen while the music was playing that this album is now available on Bandcamp, and there's a website in Sweden, thealbum.se, that's hosting the Green Asphalt website. And then we are also selling the brand new Green Asphalt vinyl here in the US on the makewordmusic.com/shop website. So if you want to pick up a copy of the vinyl and you're in the US, order it through makewordmusic.com so we can save you a lot on shipping, and I'll be handling all of those orders myself. And Dan, what are you selling on Bandcamp and on the other site in Sweden?
Oh, the music as digital files on Bandcamp, and also the black and the green vinyl. We have smygstartat, as it's called in Sweden. I don't know what you would say. sneak started like
Like a
month ago.
preview,
So
a sneak preview or
yeah,
something?
like a sneak preview. So actually, I have a couple of friends now that have bought the record, and they have been listening through, and they have, get together, and had, I got some very very nice feedback from my Swedish friends. So I'm very happy about that. Obviously, thank you.
Excellent. So, tell us about the cover of the album, because it's a pretty interesting piece of work.
It is actually. You can see in the back here, behind Hjördis, there's the real painting. It's a square meter, and this is how it looks. And also on the back of the cover, it's the frame. So it's actually, you're holding the painting. Kristel Persson is her name. She painted it 14 years ago, exactly almost, when I found out the title for the whole project, Green Asphalt, which was a large coincidence in my life. This was when Hjördis was like 1 year old, or not even 1 year actually. 2004, you were newly born. So many things has happened during that time.
You
I
mentioned
think
that.
the painting is wonderful.
Oh, I'm sorry to cut you off there. I think the painting is wonderful as well.
Yeah.
I know that this album has been 17 years in the making, and it would be great to hear a little bit of the history. But before we get into that, could you talk a little bit about your relationship with Gentle Giant and the work you've done with them?
Oh yes, absolutely. They broke up in 1980, and 2 years later, I contacted, the Swedish, the international phone service, Ray Schulman. I asked for, and they said, "Well, we have a Raymond Schulman in London." Oh, great! And I just called him like that. I don't know how I got the guts to do it, but I did, and he was extremely friendly, and yeah, I got nice chat with him, and also John in Wales, Weathers, and Kerry Minnear, and that was just amazing to get to know these guys. 2 years later, I met them actually in London and Wales and Cornwall. I didn't believe my eyes when Kerry came down in his Morris, I think it's called, wooden panels on the side of the car. It was just very British, everything. So it was just fantastic. And at his home, I was looking at, quarter-inch boxes, quarter-inch boxes with quarter-inch tape in. And I understood, because I have been in studio myself in Sweden. So I understood that what's on these reels are, the originals. They're really track by track, Gentle Giant record, song by song. So, and naive as I was and still am, I asked him, "Oh, could we have a listen to one of these tapes?" "Oh, well, it's 24 track tapes, most of them, but Octopus were recorded on 16 track. And I have a 16-track recorder." So he put on a tape from Octopus, and from the speakers came "Think of Me with Kindness." And I was flabbergasted. Many instruments were left out, and when the drum fill came, ja, do, 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 it wasn't there. It was ga, ga, do, good, do, beep, beep, bish, something else. And I was like, "What's this? It's not possible." "Well," said Kerry in this very, very nice tone, "we probably did a couple of, takes before we decided on which we should, make the final version." Oh, and then I understood that there's so much on these tapes probably that no one has heard. What's happening after the fade out, stuff like that. So 16 years later, after they broke up, 96, I transferred all the tapes. We have got to know each other a great bit more, and they thought it was a good idea to actually save the tapes for the future in digital format, so they wouldn't be destroyed in Kerry's attic, very damp one as well. And we found, unreleased stuff, really.
I know before we went live, you were playing some multi-track stuff and pulling tracks out. I don't know if you want to share that or if you're allowed to share that, but
Oh yeah, I am actually. There was a recent discussion on Reflection, the mailing list, about what is actually sung on Three Friends. I mean, the song Three Friends from the album Three Friends, and here's the absolute result.
In the end, full in gladness, went from class to class.
It's beautiful, isn't it? Went in. Full in gladness, and now everyone knows that. And we could open each track up actually and have the complete. Yeah, I mean, there's so much to find here.
yeah, it's really so cool to hear the little pieces of that. And then you ended up putting together the Scraping the Barrel box set.
Oh yeah, and under construction as well. So a double CD and a quadruple CD box, which holds a lot of nerd materials. Yeah, it's really interesting, I think. But it's a story that should be told. I mean, I know the many in-depth fans really wants to understand, go behind it all in a way.
Yeah, and for anyone who is a fan of Gentle Giant and 1970s, progressive rock, this album really extends the spirit of what was going on then, but sounds so much better and incorporates a lot of even some modern music and sounds. So I really enjoy this album a lot, and I think it's a wonderful, I don't want to call it a tribute or anything like that. It is its own thing, but it's clearly inspired. I think about the most, I guess the most similar recent thing to me was the Toy Matinee album by Kevin Gilbert, where as I was listening to Green Asphalt, I felt like, okay, I can hear a lot of what was going on with Toy Matinee, but it's happening here in Green Asphalt with more of that 70s prog direction, less pop. I love the Toy Matinee album. That's not a pejorative term at all.
And also Kevin Gilbert's Thud is a fantastic album, I think. I mean, Shadow Self, pieces like that is just wonderful.
All right, well, we've talked a lot. Let's take a listen to, you sent an excerpt of a song called 200 Girls. You want to...
Oh, yes. Oh, let me tell you, what you're about to hear is the final, bars of the song. And Bengt, the drummer, he had made a fantastic sound out of, a hi-hat out of 20 inches cymbals, really a large hi-hat and huge drum sound. And we also put a brick on the sustain pedal on the Steinway grand piano and mic'd the Steinway grand to have this kind of sound. So when he hit the drums, poof, it sounded like forever in the Steinway grand, and that was just fantastic sound. And so I asked him to, when the song has finished, just play, play. So wait for that, and then I arranged or composed and arranged strings over this. So that's what we're about to hear. But first, the chorus.
Right on. Let's take a listen.
Sure.
Sisters abandoned in time. Hear no nursery rhyme. Taking their love as they leave. Leaving us to grieve. Kill your baby. No one feels them go.
Ja, så nu ligger skylten ute. Det är något jag glömmer att döma.
And there was that huge, huge drum sound.
Oh yeah. Thank you for waiting it all out. It's
That's
kind of
awesome.
Yeah, like a monster. It's a pretty dark song, really. And Håkan Larsson, my good friend, he was involved in the lyrics, writing the lyrics for this song. And he's sadly not alive anymore. Passed away a couple of years ago. But he was a really great guy, and he really loved Gentle Giant as well. A noisy guy, really, but you know, with a explosive character, and he was just fantastic.
Well, speaking of loving Gentle Giant, I'm assuming that you have your daughters here for musical purposes as well. And before we got on, you were singing and performing something, so I thought it might be cool for the audience to check this out.
Oh yeah, sure. Let's do that. Hjördis, är du redo?
Yes, I'm ready.
Signe, är du redo?
Yes, yes, yes.
Ska vi se. Gå på sista rad direkt. 1, 2, 3.
Go while you can, go while the going's good, and the power and the glory is over, so wicked. The power and the glory is over, so wicked. The power and the glory is over, and I break it. The power and the glory is over.
Whatever.
That was great. And your daughters have helped you previously on some Gentle Giant stuff, correct?
That's right. It's the excellent Swedish name Egentligen Giant. That's our band name. And to translate Egentligen, what do you say?
I'd say it means really giant.
Really?
Egentligen.
Egentligen, yeah, okay. Really Gentle Giants. Yeah, that's right. And we have covered a couple of songs, but we are many left on our wish list.
Signe, I'd like to hear your take on the music. What do you think of Gentle Giant, and what do you think of the Green Asphalt album?
Gentle Giant is very nostalgic to me because I've heard it. I remember listening to the music while I was sitting in this sofa when I was 4. So I really do like it. I don't think I would have listened to it if I wasn't your daughter.
Okay.
Maybe I wouldn't discover it, I mean.
No, probably not. Yeah.
But
Fair enough.
I'm really glad that I am. And I can really see the similarities between Gentle Giant and Green Asphalt.
Mm.
And I really like your music, and your creativity is just amazing, really.
Wow, thank you. You never told me that before.
That's quite a compliment.
It is.
Sometimes
It's
your kids
really-
only say things when they're in front of other people, and that's the real truth, which is cool. And I'm sorry, was it Jordnis?
Hjördis.
Okay, sorry. I'd love to hear your answer too. What do you think about Gentle Giant and Green Asphalt?
Well, yeah, it's the same as Signe. But yeah, I think, when he always like, he was always like, you should listen to this. This is the most great music in the world, and we were like, oh yeah, okay. But and we listened to like pop music and the thing every other kid listens to. But now, like when we got into like the older ages, I'm like, wow, this is really good music, and I'm like starting to appreciate like how cool it is and how cool weird music is, basically. So I think I've learned a lot of that.
Like
from
I,
that.
I saw a video like yesterday that said maturing is realizing that the music your father showed you when you were young is good. That was my inspiration.
Yes, that is the final step to adulthood, I think, for any child when they listen to their father's their music.
Maturing.
Sorry.
No, it's
So that's excellent. Thank you for your answers. I thought I would pull out the special edition vinyl.
Ooh.
These are numbered.
Hand numbered, yeah.
Yeah, so Dan hand numbered all of these. There's 150 special editions, and what makes them special is a very simple but very cool and novel thing. The package is quite beautiful. It's it's a nice bifold package, and then there's in both the regular and the special edition there is this lyric sheet, very nice artwork.
But let me tell you about that.
Okay.
That's really inspired from freehand, because I love that, hard paper sheet with all the lyrics on from freehand, and that was just magnificent. So I hope people will enjoy that.
Excellent. And then this is what makes it the special edition. And you get a hint of it already right there. It's this very wonderful bright green vinyl. Hopefully everyone can see that clearly, but it's so bright and green. It doesn't quite even show up that well here on the video, but
I think it's all right.
Okay, good. I'm glad you can see it. But yeah, this is the special edition, which you can get on either. Can you buy the vinyl on Bandcamp or only through the other two URLs?
On Bandcamp as well, yeah.
Okay, great.
And then I send it from here, but if one buys it from you, then it's from you. You send it.
That's right.
Thank you very much for helping out.
Yeah, so if you want to check out the special edition, I did paste the link in the chat, and I will have to leave a pinned comment or something like that. But yeah, I just put it back in the chat, so you can check it out there. So if you're in the US, you'll save a lot of money on shipping, and if you're in Europe, order it through Dan on Bandcamp. I have 10 special edition copies and 20 regular edition copies, so should be plenty. All right, excellent. Let's listen to one more quick clip, and then we can wrap it up. So,
did you find that poster?
What's that?
Did you find that poster, JPEG? No?
I did find it. Yes, I have it.
Okay.
But I just thought I'd show the physical. All right, so we're going to premiere a music video for She's a Cow.
No, from Walking Her Dog.
Oh, Walking Her Dog. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, Walking Her Dog.
Yeah, great fun.
Right, let me just pull it up. All right, here we go.
Shadow
All right. We also premiered my ability to share a video. So thank you for your support on that as well. But yeah,
Super.
that's a wonderful video. It's not the full song, but it's a
That's right.
beautiful excerpt, and the videography is wonderful. I love all the mist and the slow motion, and it's really beautifully done. So kudos on that video.
Thank you. It's Hjördis walking in the mist, and it's right outside our house. It was shot during fall in I think November or so. So yeah.
With our dog, Hedvig.
Yes. Oh yes, very important. Hedvig.
All right, excellent. So I haven't seen any comments or I'm sorry, questions coming in through the chat, but it looks like people are loving the music, which is excellent, and a lot of big Gentle Giant fans. So, thank you to everyone who showed up here, many of whom are friends through Gorg, and a couple of friends of yours, sounds like, in Sweden. If anyone has a question, this is the last chance, so please bring it up. And Dan, this new video, this is premiering today, right? You're releasing the video today.
That's right, yeah. We're sort of aiming to do as much as possible today. And we're also slapping the record. A skivsläpp, an ordinary skivsläpp. And that should be, when you release something. In Swedish, it's called släpp. You actually leave it, you släpp.
Or like let go.
Let go,
Släpp.
yeah, let go of the record, So, kan du hålla dina händer så ska vi släppa. Så. Okay, here we go. Kan du också hålla dina händer? We're slapping the record now. Green Asphalt is actually slept. There it is.
I did miss a couple of questions from Patrick Rosengren. He said, how much more material do you have for forthcoming albums? So I guess in another 17 years. That's just a joke. But then he said, he didn't say that. I added the 17-year thing. But will you be taking the album on tour?
Well, that's the dream, really, to take the band on stage and do it all on stage. Also, it's more or less the same members in Egentligen Giant, so we could do one set with the Gentle Giant music and one or two sets with the Green Asphalt music. And interesting enough, the song that was written for this painting is called Suddenly Sad, and that's coming on next album, actually. It's about bipolarity, and Håkan, our friend, he suffered from that, so he was very involved in that track, actually. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's going to be...
Well, I'm very glad that you'll be playing it live, that it's even performable music, which is great. It sounds like it's a very difficult thing to pull off as a band. And we look forward to whatever, the future brings with you. Do you have any sense of like when this next thing will actually hit the world?
Well, let's count on 17 months or 17 weeks or something with 17, I guess. But absolutely not years. I mean, the songs are virtually done and ready. So more or less, let's say.
Okay, so before we go, we got one final quick question that is targeted at Dan, but I'm going to ask all of you, including you, Bjorn, back there on the couch. What is your favorite Gentle Giant LP?
The Power and the Glory.
Three Friends.
I'd say Three Friends. Is that the one with the black cat?
No, it's Acquiring the Taste.
Okay,
Yeah.
then that's my favorite.
Yeah, same here, I think.
Okay, that's it.
All right, and I'll share mine. Can you guess, Dan?
Can I guess? Should be In a Glass House.
That is it.
It's In a Glass House, right?
Yes. However, in my original answer, when I first, the first thing that came to mind was Interview. The song Design is my favorite Gentle Giant song. It is just so twisted and strange. And that's what I love about Interview. It's so angular and strange and incredibly tight and well performed. It was like the peak of their strangeness and the peak of their musical capabilities, the peak of their recording capabilities, before they changed their direction a little bit.
Yeah, that's right. Correct. So I actually did a version of Design. Should I find that? No.
When you say you did a version, what does that mean?
Well, I used Kerry's voice and did something else underneath. Well, for next live feed, perhaps.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of interview favorites here in the chat. We got Power
good.
and the Glory and interview, so very
Yeah.
cool. All right, so
Kerry albums.
they are excellent albums. All right, so let's close on which one should we close on? She's a Cow,
Oh.
Suit Yourself, or Time in Your Face?
Time in Your Face, please.
All right, and anything you want to say, to
Yeah,
prep the
you will
audience
hear-
for it?
You will hear the voice of John Eyre from Nottingham, UK, and he has this excellent dramatic kind of skill. So he walks into the ice in the middle of the 1800s with a circus. Vad heter circus? Vad heter det? Like the circus. Vad heter det nu då? Circus, something with circus. I can't find the word. The troupe, circus troupe, yes. And and after their show in Switzerland, sometimes somewhere perhaps, they are actually having their big party, just the circus troupe on the ice, and one girl is going to marry a boy from the troupe, and the giant carp is, the officiant for this.
This is what I mean by that I think your creativity is amazing.
Oh, okay.
A giant
Well.
carp.
Yeah, giant carp, definitely. So that's Time in Your Face.
Okay, so we have in big capital letters, Find It, for your design cover. So how about this? If you can find it by the time that clip ends, we'll play it. And
Oh,
if you can't, we'll
okay.
end the stream. How about that?
Yeah.
Okay, so hang around through the end because there might be a special surprise. Here
I
is...
just found it.
Oh, all right, then we'll listen after it. Here is Time in Your Face.
True has arrived, lights on the eyes. She is the dancer, and he is the wire. Frozen the lake, mold white land. Masks on her raiment will fall to the ground.
Roll up, my delicious friends. No public for us tonight as we go beyond wild. Love begins now. Your frost, your turn to sweat, your woes you shall forget, and frowns placed like sweet time in your face. Look, the biscuit ballerinas have arrived. There's someone hidden in their midst. Who could it be?
That was so cool, and it's undeniable. There's a little musical influence from the middle of "I Lost My Head," maybe. Da, 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 da. Is that from "I Lost My Head"?
Probably. You're probably right.
I think so. And Morgan Ogren just joined the chat. So Morgan, thank you for joining and saying hi. I know you just saw Dan the other night at your. Is it the 40th anniversary show? Is that the tour?
Yeah, they were fabulous.
Of course they were.
Yeah, and such wonderful energy on stage. It fills the room, and even though you don't know the music, you feel it, immediately, and you're into it immediately.
Yeah, there's a I forget what the name of the book is. Maybe it's Lifetime Kindergarten. But when I look at the way Mats and Morgan perform music, they have that childlike creativity, the reckless abandon, no shame in anything they're going to play. Wherever it goes, and they just have fun. I just love that about their music. But we did promise that we would hear some of your design. So let's take a listen.
Yeah, so I hope you hear something from my Cubase program right now. No, let's try it again.
Yep.
You hear? Good.
He sits and he thinks about all he's done in life. I'm now an old man, what have I been in life? What did I do? Had no end to aspire to. His dreams as a boy were of hope and intention, of making his mark with his plans and invention. Where did they go? How could he know how time goes?
Wow, that was really special. Somebody asked, is this gentle giant Martha? It is the voice of Kerry Minnear from presumably an interview multi-track tape?
Absolutely, yeah. So I just extracted that channel. It's kind of easy if you got all the multi-track tapes, and then carefully, constructed something else. But it's still the chords. You can still recognize the composition, which I find is extremely, extremely nice. I mean, it's like a Fauré Requiem in a way. Has some very special chord moves, which enchants me. Is that an expression?
Oh, yeah, it enchants you. Yeah.
Enchants.
Enchants.
Yeah.
That's how we
It's
Americans
enchants
say
me.
it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's so bad. Okay.
That's excellent. Well, Z Ebb picked up on why I was asking about a multi-track. Does that mean there might be an interview, remix at some point?
Oh, I wouldn't know, but it's definitely possible. I mean, there are multi-tracks from Interview, The Missing Piece, Freehand, playing the Power and the Glory, nothing from In a Glass House, which is really, really
such a
sad.
bummer. Yeah.
It's still the mystical album in my life. It's still black and white and very, hard to, it's reach in a way.
Yeah.
And it was hard to reach in the States as well. I guess it took a while before you could import it to the States in 73, 74.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so we have far exceeded our time together, the planned 30 minutes, but we've managed to retain everyone's attention. We still have 30 people watching, so let's close with what, She's a Cow or Suit Yourself?
She's a Cow.
All right,
Yes.
So again, everyone, when we listen to the music, the URLs will be at the top of the screen. There's also the URL right here. Yep, greenasphalt.thealbum.se. Please check it out. If you're in the U.S., order the vinyl from me on the makewordmusic.com website. Just to save shipping, there's no, I'm not doing this for big profit or something like that. I'm trying to help Dan and get the album out to people in America without paying $40 per album for shipping. So let's and before we go, thank you everyone for showing up. Thank you for our Club Weird members who showed up. They have the little Club Weird icons in the chat next to their names. If you're interested in Club Weird, it's a really easy $3 a month way that you can support Make Weird Music. There's a little join button down below the video. You should be able to just click that, and it all happens through your YouTube account. It's really just about making this thing sustainable and being able to reach more people and shine a light on great music. Next week, we have a live stream interview with Sydney Jake, the guy who wears the mask in the Toya Wilcox and Robert Fripp Sunday lunch videos. And I'm also working out a live stream interview with Jan Serfeld from the band Panzer Ballet. Hopefully we'll do that Tuesday or Wednesday next week, and we'll be discussing his brand new Ligeti etude that he arranged for guitar, bass, and drums, featuring Marco Miniman and Anton Davidians on bass. It's really incredible. So go check that out. That just went live today on the Panzer Ballet YouTube channel. So thanks again to everyone for showing up in the chat. Dan and everyone in the room, thank you so much for joining us. It was wonderful to hear your voices and to experience your talents.
Anthony, let me just say thank you right back at you. And it was fantastic that you wanted to do this extended half an hour. And let me also say that we have no big record company behind us in this case. So it's all very, very much self-made, made in Sweden, made in, Arizona, made in just where we are. And that's how it should be, right? So see you, and thank you very, very much. Hej då! Hej då!
All right, did you say she's a cow or suit yourself?
She's a cow.
All right, here we go. Bye, everyone.
She's a cow, I see her meditating. She's a cow, she turns her head my way. In her eye, I see my own reflection. She's a cow, forever she will stay, content to be that way.
I'm a cow, I see what you are dreaming. But for me, I'd never dream your dream. Far away, a morning sun's rising, smiling down, embracing all her themes and all her poignant schemes. You see the headlight know that I'm coming straight. Tell you it's what's in my brain.
Just one of us will reach that old abattoir.
What if we left the earth? We left it far below our lives.
Hang on, I'll end the stream when we get there. It's still playing the music. There's a lag.